Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing an Edge React, yes, on a very common name. Today we're going to be reacting to Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for MrBeast by Sunny V2. The title alone's a bit... I'm sorry, I like Rocket League, I play it, but I don't like
The Chris Tyson situation.
Yeah, so let's react to Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for MrBeast. Let's hope... Why is this in my top corner? What is this doing? Whatever. Let's hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's hope you enjoy this.
Situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel.
Okay, so hang on, I just need to quickly get my full screen up, my full face up, because you definitely don't want to see this ugly face for a few minutes. But I just want to point out, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the Chris Tyson situation is with Mr. I know, I'm gonna quickly go back because you can get my full freckled and ginger hair in. If you don't know what the Chris Tyson situation is on YouTube recently, there has been drama surrounding MrBeast's best friend Chris Tyson and his support to come out as a transgender, I think it is, or he did HRT or HMT. I don't know what it's called. I didn't really pay attention to it. I'll just do my own thing. But yeah, hopefully, there were just a lot of shitty people just saying how look how MrBeast is uncomfortable, and apparently Chris has been fired. From what I've seen, so I'm gonna quickly look up to see if that's actually true or not. Has Chris been? Had Chris been what? Chris been fired by MrBeast? I don't know how to spell. Okay. So no, Chris had not been fired from MrBeast. Oh, okay. It's just from, like, obviously there was a comment on a live stream about how, what's it called? Another live stream where MrBeast said, we'll have to let Chris go, but it ended up being fake. But then there was, like, Instagram pictures where they were in Paris. God. South Park in the background. Looked in the background for more than bloody 2 seconds, but I just see Kenny, Cartman, Kyle and Dan just all like. Anyway, yeah, there was also Instagram pictures where MrBeast, Chandler and Carl were in Paris and Chris wasn't with them, so that's what this whole situation was realistically about.
In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck-loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech."
I just want to point out, yes, you have to see my face again, I am sorry. But, yeah, my brother had his nails done. Like, he had my nails, like, polished and all that. He's not gay, he's not trans, he's not anything of that. Boys can get their nails done and they can do whatever the hell they want with their body, their choice. The same with women. Anyone can do whatever they want. Ugh, God. The joke though, how people are just being called out because they don't support what he does with his body. It just makes no sense whatsoever. And Chris isn't going to be a nightmare for MrBeast, man. He's a human being. He is the same as everyone else. It's his choice. It's his choice to identify and be whatever he wants. It's his choice, not yours. Sudden Jim that goes down to his local Londis and buys a 2-pack of Mountain Dew. I don't know. Anyways, let's just continue with the video. I'm sorry if it's so bright. I know, don't idea. Yes, I'll still be in the room, so hi. My lamp on. That's not plugged in front of me. I don't know what else is There we go, that's better lighting. Yes, I am aware that it is hard to in the morning. Yes, I am a knobhead. Anyways, let's continue with the video. Alright, oh wait, you haven't even been seeing the video because of me. Oh, for God's sake, I'm so sorry. Hang on, let's restart this.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining
And again, like I said, if you've been living under a rock, Chris Tyson, aka MrBeast's best friend, had come out as trans, or had come out as in support of, I think, like, I don't know what it was. I didn't really pay attention to it, so take my opinion with a grain of salt and then throw it out the fucking window.
Exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck-loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as "You went from man to boy."
Listen, Josiah Rising, I don't know why you're verified, bitch, but is it your choice? Is it your fucking choice what he does with his body? No, it's not. Now stop being bed to Chris Tyson. I'm sorry, but I'm in support of whatever you want to be. I don't care what you are like if you're straight, if you're bi, if you're pan, if you're gay. I don't care and I don't mind. I don't mind at all. You can be whatever you want, but there'll be some knobheads that will be like, "Oh, you have to be straight or you have to identify as this to fit into our society." No, they don't. They just don't have to identify to what you think they should as.
Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better." Yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandma."
Yeah, that comment made me feel like your name, mate. Didn't give a shit. But it's not your opinion.
Okay.
I've had 1,000 people like that.
Okay, so some
yes, we're gonna ignore it because it doesn't matter.
people just gonna ignore Chris's nails. Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks.
700,000 likes, man, on that. That's bullshit.
Such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned.
Carl had nothing to do with it. And plus, hold on, I'm gonna just quickly, that's my Discord, sorry. I'm a bloody midget, bro. Let me just quickly, get taller so you can see my ugly face. Bro, it doesn't matter what you think about it. So let's just quickly check that. So people are saying that Carl changed Chris. I don't think this mattered, but I just need to point this out that Carl is asexual and Chris is trans, and I don't know what he liked because I don't think it came out as what he liked yet, or like what it came like. I'm in full support of him though. I don't care what he identified as. I like MrBeast and I'll continue to watch it. And I'm like, but Sonny V2's made I'm a bit of like an insult to Chris because he's saying how he's going to be a nightmare for MrBeast because of his change. Oh, sorry about that. Had a little heartburn because of this. That's nice. That's very nice. And on with my point though, like it doesn't matter. Just let him be what he wants to be. It's not up to you, sudden Jared that hangs around with sudden Gavin down the pub. It's not up to you. It's up to sudden Chris himself. Like, it's not up to, it wasn't Carl. It wasn't anything else. It was just his decision. To see Batman in the background, like, there. And then we have South Park just there. Hang on. Right there. I'm not, I don't know. Anyway, it's not up to anybody else except what he wants for himself. Not up to sudden. Hang on, let me. Oh God. That was awkward. Let me lower the sudden webcam so you can actually see me while I'm sitting down. It's not up to anyone else except Chris Tyson. Like, it's unfair why he's getting criticised for something that he chose. I think it's just fucking disrespectful. I will be, by the way, reacting to a video soon of a very controversial YouTuber, and I'll give you a name. I'm going to be reacting to a video about an NNA production soon, about what he's been like as an op-ed on the YouTube scene. But it's not up to anyone except Chris Tyson himself. It's not up to anyone else, man. It's unfair how he's being treated badly for just being what he wanted to be. And people are thinking, oh, we should have changed. I've been recording for 11 minutes, man, and well, I'm only a minute.
Him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met.
Alright, so he's bisexual. Okay.
True catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his
Gustavo, you can have one of these. You can have both of these, mate.
Marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's
So what? If he got divorced, it's not your fucking issue, though. It's their private issue. I can't believe I have to say this, but leave the man alone. Now I believe I have to say it, considering the amount of hate he got in.
Absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man bun.
Why have nearly 4,000 people liked it? And Todd, it's not your. I've said this about 50 times. It's not your damn opinion.
And long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a.
Dude, that's what that does to a person. No, hang on a minute. That's what that. Oh, I can't be bothered with the camera. Hang on. Ugh. It's unfair how he's being treated badly for no reason. It just breaks my heart seeing a man having to take a break from social media just because people didn't accept what he now is. Unfair, man.
Break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own body."
Exactly what I've just been saying.
Which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast, who wrote,
MrBeast. So Carl put 2 hearts, got you, and then got you 3 hearts. I did 1 more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend. I love Mr. Beast, man. He's
Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend. While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men.
alright. Evan, live with Evan or live with Evan. Like, oh my god. He'll still look up to him. If anything, he'll look up to him even more. Considering he's battling all this and he's still on like YouTube and on social media, man. He'll look up, the Tucker will look up to Chris even more, man.
Strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as,
Yeah, from what you've seen, he is an amazing dad on YouTube. And it's unfair why people are like, oh, so his kid, it ain't gonna hit you him. Kids, like bamming their fucking keyboards on Twitter. The fucking idiots, man. I swear to God. Sorry for swearing. But it's unfair how he's being treated. It's unfair why he can't go out and do anything now without being Chris Tyson did this. It's unfair. I don't know how to feel like I have a lawn chair in the background. Oh wait, no, wait, hang on. What to say? Where are my South Park plushies? Oh, I've got that heartburn and it sucks. Anyway, we're halfway pretty much through the video.
"Convince you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life. As well as I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty.
Is it your opinion? Is it your decision? Your opinion doesn't matter if you're just gonna spread hate towards him. You're pathetic, you son of a bitch. You're pathetic. You're 25 or 24 or 26 actually. No, wait, 25 or 26. Acting like this just cause, or what? A man just changed what he looks like. Fucking shitheads on YouTube, man.
Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school.
No, he won't. He'll be looked up to as a legend.
Won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a
Yeah, where's your father when you're commenting this?
father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only
Where your friend look at the size of your forehead. It's bigger than my cup. And that's about that big. You're not an alpha male, bro. You're a coward as well, man. MrBeast. Oh yeah, they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Oh wait, that's funny. Considering MrBeast and Chris have been friends since they were kids.
yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin."
Cry into your sudden bowl of Weetabix and your body pillow. Fucking M Alpha. Oh well done, you have 30 followers, no one gives a shit.
His own life. In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos.
Now for God's sake, what's this ad gonna be about? And now it's not loading. Brilliant!
For example, in a recent live stream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris
The internet's choosing the worst time to lad. Hang on a minute, how long have I been recording for now? 20 minutes! I'm sorry it's been this long of me.
did make these bizarre jokes.
Bloody hell.
Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy
And I'd learn it Latin. I'm sorry about this, people. Just a 14-year-old trying to speak his opinion.
being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing
Yeah, this guy. Hang on.
more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So you're
if
a
I got
Keemstar
it.
The problem is, this type of situation is probably the last thing that
He's not wrong here. I'm not saying my name because it's a joke name. But yeah, but Chris Tyson can't say anything anymore without being cancelled, so it's unfair.
MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy.
Because he'll be painted as the good guy if he does anything, realistically. Because they'll be like, oh, well done, Jimmy, you got that fucking queer. Like, if you do that, then you're a fucking scum of the earth. You don't deserve the title human. You deserve to be a fucking swamp monster if you're like, oh, well done, Jimmy, for getting Chris out. Fucking joke.
It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings.
No, it won't. Hang on. Let's quickly go on to a different YouTube, just for 1 minute, just to check out how the most recent video, which had Chris in it, let's do quickly just check how that did. So, MrBeast. MrBeast, oh look, Chris Tyson in it, 140 million views. So let's have a quick check. got more views than the 1,000 blind people. Out of his newest videos, his top 4 newest videos, this got more views than that, which had popular YouTubers in it. But out of these 4, that's the most popular. It didn't drop views for shit. If anything, he's nearly on 150 million subscribers now, and I think he got more when Chris
and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Okay. Swear to God, bro. That's gonna be it for today's video. Absolute gummy people that are thinking that Chris Tyson's like an actual or what, he's gonna ruin MrBeast because of what he's like now. He ain't gonna ruin anything. It's just gonna make you seem like a bad people, and the fact that people are supporting what they're saying is absolutely gummy. It's dumb. Anyways, I've been Edge watching Sunny V2's Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for MrBeast, which he won't. Chris Tyson will be known as a legend for what he's been doing. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I've been Edge, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, I forgot to say the back the wrong thing. Okay, I'll see you all next time. Bye, and have a good day, and have a great week, month, have a great anything. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of me reacting to Sunny V2 or anything else. Bye.